What's up everybody, it's Niall here from Alternative Review. Not that long ago, earlier this year, I actually posted a video to YouTube talking about the state of WWE 2K20. This was not long after I had purchased it for about £20, you know, heavily reduced from kind of the release price, £50. And I had waited this long to buy it because I had obviously heard all of the terrible things about it. And I didn't want to go wasting money. I don't have an unlimited budget to spend on games. Never have, never will. So I have to be smart with what I buy. 2K20 at the time did not seem like a good purchase. And to be honest, even at £20, everything I'd seen and heard, I almost felt like it maybe wasn't a great purchase even then. In that video I go on to talk about how, realistically, it's not as bad as everyone says it is now. Yes, there may have been issues at launch, there are still some issues that exist now. There are some things that are unfixable, there are some things that have been fixed. But at the end of the day, as a £20 experience, as a £20 product, there are way worse things out there. And way worse ways of spending £20. Now that video got a lot of kind of interaction, you know, it got way more views than I would have expected because it was on a bit of an interesting topic, I suppose. But now, the kind of story has taken a bit of a turn. So in that video, I did propose that maybe it'd be worth taking a year off for the 2K Studios visual concepts, whatever you want to call them. And as of this week, an announcement went live where, in fact, yes, it's been announced that Visual Concepts will not be producing a WWE mainline 2K sim wrestling game. It's been cancelled. So there were plans, just not anymore. And they've also announced that there's nothing for the fiscal year, so we assume that is up until at the very least April 2021. More interestingly, they're releasing something else instead. That game is essentially WWE All Stars 2. Or maybe that's giving it a little bit too much credit. So, Saber Interactive, the team behind the NBA 2K Playground series, are going to be producing a game called WWE 2K BattleGrounds. Now, we don't have a lot of information on this other than it is Saber Interactive developing it. It's due this fall, so I'd say anywhere from maybe September to December, kind of that kind of time window, which probably says a lot about where it was prior to the announcement. You know, this probably was a planned game this year anyway, alongside WWE 2K21. But now that that's not happening, I guess 2K are kind of putting all their eggs in the BattleGrounds basket. Maybe even WWE too. You know, there needs to be a yearly product to kind of bring in that revenue. And this year, it won't come from a sim or a mainline WWE 2K title. The problem with BattleGrounds, it looks terrible. Now, that's a lot to say for like a 2-minute trailer that we saw, not even that. But when we look back at a game like WWE All Stars, which was, if we're being honest, a diamond in the rough, this just looks rough. Like, it's hard to see any potential in what they've shown so far. Yeah, it's over the top. The characters look cartoony. We don't have a problem with that, given how people mostly responded to WWE All Stars. The problem is actually more, they've seemed to have got stuck between wanting the characters to look cartoony, but retain some level of realism. So they end up looking like disproportionate, emotionless monsters more than anything. That is not a good look. Some of the kind of screenshots that have been floating around, and you can see it in the video for yourself, this game doesn't look anywhere near completion. If you've literally got animations where the character is not emoting at all in a wrestling game, it's basic. It's just tragically basic. And the fact that this is being shown off, maybe it wasn't due for release alongside 2K21, and this has been brought forward, and with everything going on in the world, could we really afford to try and bring games forward for release? I don't think so. Of course, the next few months we'll probably hear a lot more about both titles. Well, I expect a lot less about 2K22, as I assume it would be called, but I'd expect a lot more updates on studio moves internally. They've already made some, we know that, after 2K20, but this was kind of the first real visual concepts only release. This was supposed to be them proving themselves. This is why we phased out the Ukes team, because Visual Studios can handle it. We don't need any help. When the product of that decision is 2K20, you've got problems. So you know what, actually more power to them for taking this year off in terms of the wrestling sim. I genuinely do hope that Visual Studios, Visual Concepts, whatever they're called, take this time to reflect and then return a lot stronger, because for all involved, whether it's 2K, Visual Concepts and WWE, these games need to continue, but they need to continue at a much higher, and I mean much higher quality. So with no 2K21 and what is currently looking like not a great replacement, we do wonder what kind of damage this could do to the relationship between 2K and WWE, and even to the pockets of both. Now 2K, we assume, will be fine. They've got the NBA series to roll back on. 2K as a publisher in general, you know, they've got a lot of hands and a lot of pies, so to speak. You know, they're not going to be struggling just off the back of this game, but you know, the WWE license brings in a lot of money. You know, it's not as niche as it maybe once was. There are a lot of casual fans who still pick up the yearly video game releases, and I know this because I worked in retail and I physically sold the game to them. But at the end of the day, right now, all we know is that there's no mainline sim this year. We're getting BattleGrounds instead. By the way, I'm just putting it out there. I expect that to be delayed heavily too, unless we see a lot more from the game very, very soon. But all we can do now is kind of sit back, relax, have a little bit of faith, because at the end of the day, what's the point in assuming that the next game is going to be just as bad as 2K20? It doesn't do any good for anyone. So we sit back, we relax, we let 2K and Visual Concepts get to work, and we just see what BattleGrounds is. Who knows? Who knows? It could shock the world, and it itself could become some sort of yearly or biannual franchise. You never know. But right now, I'd probably bet my mortgage that it wouldn't be. So let me know what you guys think. You were very good at that before in the first video. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about there being no mainline game this year? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you understand? You know, would you have rather them just got straight back to it? I mean, we know now that they're going to be keeping the 2K19 servers live a little bit longer as a result of this, as well as continuing to patch 2K20, but I wouldn't expect 2K20 to ever be up to scratch with a game like 2K19. I think it's just too far gone, and that is why they have caved and said that yes, we will keep those 2K19 servers live. Either way, let me know what you feel. I'll try my best to respond to everyone as usual. But hey, like this video. If you did like it, subscribe for more content, and you guys have yourself a great day.